And there it is. I don't know why I continue to play these old PS2 fighting games with you with any other thought other than me getting skunked. I always have a sliver of hope at the beginning, and it is immediately crushed. And then I have to completely fall apart over the next 5 rounds, because who in the world thought best of 9 was a good idea? I know it was me. Gosh. Every single time, same result. A complete skunk. A big old fat goose egg. Well, maybe we'll do like a Dragon Ball Z next time, and maybe that'll work. I don't know. So, are we having fun? Are you enjoying your day? Our day on the town, in the house? A combination of the two, the perfect mix and match, one would say. Well, I am glad that you are enjoying it. Boy, am I glad to hear that, because we have something to talk about, unfortunately. Yes, and it's going to be bringing up a very, very sensitive topic, so please don't be alarmed for what I'm about to say or bring up. I promise we don't have to go into detail of it. It just needs to be brought to the forefront of the brain, okay? So, do you remember the Hastings incident? Listen, I know this is the toughest part. I see the face go completely pale. I know the situation at hand. I would not make you relive the entirety of it by recapping it, but safe to say you remember the Hastings incident. Good. So, if you will remember correctly, at the end of the Hastings incident, after those 3 days, you said to me one line in particular that will be very, very important to this conversation. Do you happen to remember what that line was? Close. It was not that, but it was, I seriously owe you one. Yes. If you have not guessed by now, I am cashing in my "you seriously owe me" one. Listen, I know that this is being sprung upon you with immediacy, and I am aware that next week isn't the best week for this to happen, but I need your help. I do. Now, remember the Hastings incident? No, I'm not going to go over it again in order to guilt you into doing this with me. But I'm going to, again, this is all very important to the conversation to be had at hand. Remember when you told me the day after the Hastings incident had concluded, you said, "Oh my God, I am so stupid. I can't believe I got us into this situation." I might be paraphrasing, but I'm 80% sure that is exactly what you said. So let's keep that in mind when I continue on with this, all right? What if I told you that I had also done something very, very, very stupid in hopes of appeasing someone? Yes, that is true. That is why I need you, and I am aware that that is something I do very consistently. However, I'm usually able to follow up on it without the assistance of anyone else. That is not the case here. You see, my grandmother is someone who is very persistent. What do I mean by that? Well, when my mom was dating my dad, she literally, every single time that her daughter came to visit, asked, "Hey, when are you going to give me those grandkids?" And my mom would say, "Hey, not really your business." And she would say, "Oh, So that's how you're going to talk to your mother. And then they would drop it. And then the next time the conversation would ramp up a little bit. She would ask again, and it would be more intense. And it would ramp up and ramp up and ramp up till it was like a constant shouting match back and forth, to the point where my mom eventually, on her own time to be fair, had kids. Needless to say, that is something that leaves an impression on someone. My mom, that is. And, well, my grandma is very invested in my love life. Why she is, I don't know. She is currently 94. Yeah, she is 94, and everyone is freaking out about the fact that she might not make it much longer. No, this is... Listen, my thing is, death is really sad, but if you've lived a good life, and trust me, she has lived a good life, it happens to everyone. It comes for us all. And if you lived a good life, it's something to celebrate, not be sad about. The point is, I wish my mom felt the same way. My mom has now assumed the habit of pressuring me about relationships and love lives and children. And her whole thing is, man, you gotta at least have someone to have these children with before Gam Gam dies. Yes, she calls her Gam Gam. Do I call her Gam Gam? No. So why does she call her Gam Gam? I wish I could tell you. I truly do. But I can't. And she won't tell me. And she's tried to get me to call her Gam Gam my entire life. And it has never, for 1 second, ever worked. So I was on the phone with my mother just yesterday. Keep in mind that is why this is all like this. And so last minute, and as you know, it is the holidays, and we have paid time off of work. Obviously, we work at a school. Schools don't have holidays. Silly me. So you know this already, though. The other thing that you already know is that I am going home for the holidays, of course, because where else would I be going? And I had a conversation with my mom last night, and she started talking about me and my love life. And I started getting the same routine, but as I told you, that happened with the generation before me. It started to escalate, and I'm not really great with handling pressure, and so I finally told her that I am seeing someone. Now, that on its own, not that bad, right? That's not a terrible thing to say. However, naturally, my mom is like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy, so insane. Wow, tell me all about them. And then I said, I feel like it's too early to be disclosing that information. We just really started being serious and, all that stuff. And then she said, oh, well, you know what? We'll have the perfect time to actually get to know her when she comes with you to visit for the holidays. And naturally, my response was, what are you talking about? She's not coming for the holidays. And then she said, oh, well, is she going anywhere else? And I said, I don't know. I'll have to ask her. And then she said, oh, well, Gam Gam, once again, trying to force a name that just does Gam Gam. is going to be very, 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 very disappointed if I tell her that you are in a relationship and she doesn't get to meet her on potentially her last Christmas on this earth. And being the weak beta male that I am, as some would say, I caved and I said, okay, I'll ask her if she can come. And she said, all right, better start preparing an extra plate at the table. And it's like 3-4 days away from when we get, anyways, that's besides the point. So here's what happened, right? I asked around. I did. I asked Bailey if she would do it. And she has things going on, and I asked Jackie if they would do it, and they said that they, had things going on. Naturally, it's the holiday season. You have off of work. I totally get it. So I thought in my head, man, if only there was someone that I am super, super close to, considered maybe a best friend even, that I care about a lot and cares about me, and I know is not going anywhere for the holiday season, and just so happens to owe me a giant favor. So now we're here, and I'm here, and you're here, and if it requires me getting down on both knees and begging until the cows come home, I am willing to do that. Please, I am begging you, will you let me cash in my favor, or your favor that you owe me, for you to come home to see my family and pretend to be my significant other for this holiday? Please. And before you say anything, I would like to bring a couple of pros to the table. 1, free food for an entire week and a half, basically. Yeah, we'd be staying there through New Year's and then coming back a couple days after. But free meals. And not only free meals, because, we free home cooked meals from a person who is really good at making food. If I am lying, may I be struck down by lightning, but I am not lying to you. B. So actually, this is a con kind of leading into a pro, okay? B. Unfortunately, you are gonna have to act like my partner. That's gonna be a thing. And don't worry, there's no we can just say that you're not big on PDA. I would never force you into anything like that. And my family would be fine with that, obviously. But you will have to act somewhat romantically interested in me. And the good news is that we already know each other to such a great degree that we know everything. So there's no, we don't have to study on everything. I've told you everything about my family. I've told you everything about my personal life. We're such great friends. We don't have to do that. But aside from that awkwardness that will arise, for sure, you will never have a better time than with my family. They're really fun. We play lots of card games. They will love showing you the card games. They will love you because I love you on a platonic level. You're my best friend. You were my best friend before. Oh, we'll have to get our story straight about how we started dating, but I just say we were just great friends and then we started dating. Does that sound... You haven't even agreed yet. I'm sorry. Let me keep going over the pros. And 3, the town's actually really, really, really cute. I know you're not super into small towns, but there's a lot of fun stuff to do around there, and I'm sure we can make the best of it. So, what do you say? Yeah, no, I can do that for sure if that is the price to be paid. Although technically this should kind of be a 1-to-1, but technically this is a little bit longer, so I understand. Absolutely. That is where I got my cooking skills from, so you're right. Homemade meals for the next month. Yes, I can do that for you. If you will come along with me on this journey of epic proportions. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me and how much it's going to mean to my family. I know it sounds super silly and it's super traditionalist, but as much as I have ragged on them throughout this story, it would be nice to see my grandmother smile in only a way that I know happens when it comes to this stuff. So, thank you. All right, yeah. So we better start packing. Fine, yes, we can order takeout here. That's fine. With delivery, whatever. We can order delivery here. That's fine. I don't mind that. So let's start getting packing. And I guess I should start you with a little bit of a debrief of family dynamics. My mom is super sweet, and she will attach to you like a fly. She and you, well, the proverbial girlfriend, are the most important people in my life, so she will want to treat you like that as well. It makes total sense. She will definitely ask for your help baking desserts, and it's actually pretty fun. She doesn't mind getting messy. She's a really good cook, as I've said, so I think you'll have fun with that. I have a stepdad. Stepdad is chill. Just kind of there most of the time, not really invested in anything that's going on other than the games and stuff. I cannot believe you have never taken me here before. Oh, trust me, I would absolutely remember if you had taken me to a place that had giant, like this thing is almost the size of my head, gluten-free peanut butter cookies. I can't even find that stuff when I'm shopping at grocery stores. I can't even find that type of cookie while I'm looking online for stuff. So I would have absolutely remembered, and we would be going back here very consistently. And the fact that they said that every single day they have a new gluten-free pastry? Are you kidding me? You're right. I'm sorry. I'm getting too distracted. But we have to get to the task at hand. And before we do get to the task at hand, I hope you don't mind, but I do have a question for you. No, it's not too invasive. I promise it's not. But it is a genuine question. Now, there are two options here. You either said we should go to this 24-hour coffee shop to actually prepare for and study my family dynamics so we're on the same page when we go there, or you did this in order to get free hot chocolate out of me. So I'm very interested to know, and trust me, I won't mind if it's the latter. I respect the hustle, you know me, but I gotta know which one it is. You know what? That is true. It can be a mixture of both. All right, I believe you. I would never question you except for when I would. So, all right. Are you feeling good? You ready to do this? Ready to really like study for the role, if you will? Trust me, it's not really that much, but you are right. You should know, in order to make it as smooth of a trip as possible, everything you need to know about the family dynamics. So let's get into it. You already know about Mom. I already told you about her while we were packing. You already know about my stepdad, Charles. Some people call him Charles. Some people call him Pops. Don't know why they call him that. I call him Charlie because it annoys him kind of, but not to the point where it actually frustrates him, but to the point where he, scoffs about it and jokes back. That's all we really talked about though, because then you were like, oh my God, I have to find cute outfits, which I mean, not trying to give you a more inflated head than you already have. I know it's a joke. Let me have it. But every single outfit that you have looks cute. So, hey, I don't not give you compliments. I'm very complimentative, whichever one it is, especially when you deserve them, and you definitely deserve that. Your fashion sense is on point, as one could say. To be honest, this is all your fault. You're the one who chose to be best friends with someone who seems like they're a millennial, so yeah. All right, let's move on to the rest of the immediate family. Starting off with the whole reason that we're in this mess in the first place, Gam Gam. As long as you play her card games, Gam Gam isn't a problem. She's nice, she's sweet, she will very much be intrusive, unfortunately, and she will ask you some questions that aren't appropriate. Like, for example, are you fertile? Things like that. A, because of us being in a relationship, and whatever the next number, I think I said B, but B because this is actually B, because that's the generation that didn't really have much of a filter when it came to stuff like that. And C, she does get some sort of joy out of it. And nobody else has noticed this, but I do see the sly little smiles that she gives whenever something like that happens. Like, to be real, I can see the little uptick on the left side of her mouth, but she's able to hide it from everyone else. And that is partially because most of our family has bad eyesight. That's besides the point, though. Gam Gam has a husband who's like 10 years older. I know, cougar. I mean, younger. I know, cougar, right? And that is Dave. Everyone calls him Dave. Even if you're like, his children call him Dave. And Dave is just kind of there. He doesn't really say much. You can definitely tell if he likes you or not, though, because he will attempt to engage in at maximum 2 conversations with you throughout the trip. So you'll be able to figure it out super fast, super easy. But yeah, pretty harmless. Nothing you have to worry about with him. He's very open, accepting of everything. Super hip to like newer generation stuff, like the gender spectrum and things like that. Relatively woke for his age. And he's always having to tell Gam Gam about all that stuff. But she's also chill, but not, you get what I'm saying. He's 10 years younger. Of course, he's probably more up to date than she is. Next up, let's move outside of the immediate family and go over the usual suspects. We have Aunt Kaylee. And Aunt Kaylee she's not a bad person. But she is the very classic, I'm a wine mom, when in all actuality, she's just kind of an alcoholic who likes to have fun a little too much. But she doesn't have any like bigoted viewpoints. She's just kind of ignorant, and kind of stuck in her 20s still, even though she's not anymore. Aunt Kaylee is married to Uncle Harry, and Uncle Harry is a really responsible, kind of uptight guy, but uptight in the way that his wife is a wine mom who goes out with her friends every weekend, so he has to take care of the kids. So naturally, he would be uptight when because he signed up for having a kid, and the partner that he had while they were dating was not the partner that he has now while they're married. And with that level of responsibility, I'd be pretty wound up tight too. And then Aunt Kaylee and Uncle Harry have 2 kids, Jamie and Ashley. Both are like 2-3 years younger than us. They're both nice. I like them both. I get along better with Jamie than Ashley. Ironically, they both take after each of their parents. Jamie is more relaxed like her mom, except she's not an alcoholic. And Ashley is more uptight like her dad, except she is not as uptight as he is. But they're both nice. They'll probably be the people that we're hanging out with a lot, like going to things with, because they are pretty active in the scene around town. And by the scene, I mean doing anything, any option, possibility that there is to do for any sort of social life, because there's not much. So that's it for them. Then there is Aunt Carol, and Aunt Carol is something else. Aunt Carol is the pot stirrer, for lack of a better term. Aunt Carol is the gossiper, and she takes very, very high pride in doing so. She is constantly going on about nothing, spreading rumors about family members that 90% of the time aren't true. And we've all come to realize that if gossip is being spread by Aunt Carol, it is probably not correct. So yeah, just ignore her. Everyone else is cordial with her, but she's never really involved in like the intimate moments between family. So she's just there kind of. Yeah, so there's that. We have great cousin Gerald, and great cousin Gerald is as close to a Santa Claus type as you could get. Very jolly, and I've never used the word jolly to describe anyone in my life, but he is so kind, and he's always looking out for everyone, and he always somehow knows the exact right present to get everyone. And every single year, the parents are like, "Oh, did you tell him to get them that?" And it's like, "No." And then it's like, "Did you?" And it's like, "No." So he is literally just kind of like a Santa Claus figure. You will love him. He is a sweetheart. He will love you. I don't know. I can just tell that he'll love you. You have a very, very similar aura that he does. Very kind, very welcoming, and those type of people tend to get along together from what I've experienced in life. So I think you'll be good with him. And now we get to the very, very, very rough part of this whole thing, which I didn't tell you about, but you've already agreed and you can't say no, and I feel a little bit bad. And if you want, if you still, I was going to guilt you into it, but if you want to say no after this, you totally can. Okay, so we have neighbors. And they are Marilyn and Scott. And Marilyn and Scott are fine. They're the typical, like, suburban middle-class family, trying to hold it all together, and they do hold it together for the most part, but we definitely know that there's something going on over there. How do we notice that there's something going on over there? Well, that would be because of their daughter, Laura. And Laura is someone that I am very acquainted with. Why would I? Oh, trust me, I am stumbling for very good reason. Laura is my ex. Trust me, I wish that wasn't the case. In fact, I have asked on a multitude of occasions, do we have to invite the neighbors over for the festivities every Christmas? And they said, oh, Laura's going to be there. And like, we are broken up because she's not crazy. No, I would never call someone that. She is very loose-lipped, and she is very gaslighty, manipulative type vibe. And I don't like throwing around gaslight, especially considering how overused it is constantly. But something would happen, and then 5 minutes later, she would just tell me that it didn't happen, even though it did happen. We were both there and it happened, to the point where we had to break up, and I broke up with her, even though she will say it was mutual, because I was literally losing my mind. I was losing my mind about things that were happening in my life. And for some reason, they don't even like them that much. My family doesn't even like the parents that much, but they come over, and Laura comes over with them. They're not going to be over for the whole time, but they will join us for dinner a couple of times. And I am so sorry I did not tell you about this earlier. And if you want to back out, I totally understand. Thanks. It means a lot to me. If we're being honest with each other, part of the reason that I haven't dated anyone is because of her. I haven't dated anyone since then because it is very difficult for me to find trust and put that trust into someone so wholly as I did with her, without the terrifying fear of having it be completely misused and abused. So there's that. You don't have to be sorry. I made the decision myself, and it's a learning experience, right? It set that precedent at such a young age for me that now I know exactly how to find it, call it out, and not involve myself with the person that I see it in. So kind of a blessing to a certain extent. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that there's also Uncle Jerry. Uncle Jerry might not come. He may come, he may not. That's the beauty of Uncle Jerry. Uncle Jerry's the absentee cool uncle who just comes in every 5 years to remind you of how cool he is. And to be fair, like I because of his whole shtick, I don't find him cool, but if he didn't have that shtick, he is really cool, man. There's some sort of magnetism to him, but you probably won't have to worry about him. So that is about it. Yeah, it's not too much, but it's good to know all of the dynamics and stuff. All right, okay. I am also ready to get out of here and get to bed. I don't know what it is, but something about an empty coffee shop at 1 a.m. is a little bit scary. Plus, we're going to be leaving in a couple days, so there's that too. And I just want to say again, thank you very much for being so nice and kind and everything and going along with this crazy idea of mine. I know that you owe me technically, but you were completely in your right to say that you wouldn't. But this means a lot. I love you too. All right, let's get out of here. Yeah, he does ride a motorcycle. How would you even be able to guess that? Well, I guess it's true. I did call him the cool uncle, so, valid point.
Asked you why you had no shoelaces. Could you touch me till my heart races? When you left the room to make some tea, I found your book of poetry.
It pains me to give you credit, but golly gee, you were right. This is magnificent. How did you even know that this was here? Oh, so I'm not the first boy you've ever made this trip with, huh? Were you previously dating someone from my hometown and they brought you back to the suburbs? No, I'm joking. I don't know. No, but seriously, no, wait, I'm sorry. I just got caught up in the view again. How did you know? The classic tool that we've all used at our fingertips. Gaggle. Indeed. Well, I gotta say, I can't. That's crazy that, this is a city that you can just, Google stuff and then, beautiful sites and then find this. And it's the most, I don't know, everything is so perfectly sprayed with snow. That's not the right word. It's just splattered perfectly. That's not the right word either. The snow has fallen perfectly on top of everything, and it's equally distributed, and it doesn't look like anyone has touched it yet. I don't know, it's gorgeous. Yeah, you know what? The food does help. I don't know what it is, but fried chicken? How could that have not been the move? It was absolutely the move. I can you remember the last time we had fried chicken? Exactly, me neither. That sounded so disingenuous. No, exactly, me neither. I cannot remember the last time. And Popeyes, wow. You know, I remember loving their spicy chicken sandwiches in college, but I mean, hey, holy moly, right? Yeah, that is insane. It's almost like they even increased the spice on it a little bit to get the taste to be a little bit better. Oh, don't even get me started on the pickles. The crunch. And you know, it's warm enough to make me feel warm inside, like I'm eating a winter meal or something. I know that's corny, but okay, good. So I'm not crazy. Yeah, it's perfect. It warms me up from the inside. And since I don't have a warm beverage because someone got the barista mad at us, and now we had to get out of the. No, I'm not mad at you. I can't believe you got so upset that they got your name wrong. That was God, that was so funny. And if you would have told them 3 times, you would have just burned the entire establishment to the ground, right? I gotta say, I know that this is really not the optimal experience for this to be happening, but this is really nice. No. I already went over how nice the view was, and I already went over how nice the food was. So the only thing that I could possibly be talking about right now is the company. No, Why are you always questioning me? I am aware that we hang out a lot. We are best friends after all. I totally get that. But I don't know. We don't really get to hang out for extended periods of time anymore because we're both so busy and you're so successful and I'm like kind of on that level, but not exactly. I don't know. I missed those like weeks back when we were like teenagers, where we like during summer vacation we would just go and do everything together. And we wouldn't leave each other's side. And every time I tried to do that with someone else, it would never work because, you know, you kind of get tired of a person after spending that long of a period of time with them consecutively. But I could never get enough. Whether it be the compatibility or the shared interests or just sheer proximity playing into it, I don't know. I often think back to those times in the neighborhood with just pure nostalgic bliss. Well, I'm glad you feel the same way, because if you didn't, I'd throw you out of the car. Yeah, it's pretty icy out there, so I don't think you want to be getting out of the car at this point. I'm not gonna lie. If it wasn't sub 20 degrees out right now, and the only thing saving us from that absolute mammoth of a chill was the car being heated and on right now, I would take you up on that, because God, when was the last time you ever made a snow angel? Yeah, no, I think, wasn't it like, didn't we do it on like the winter senior skip day? Because I remember we went to that like skiing range, and you and I are not really skiers at all, so we just kind of hung out on the bottom and we ate like all of the food that everyone brought, and then everyone got mad at us because we ate all of the food that was supposed to be for everyone, and we were like, you guys got to ski, and then they were like, oh, and then after that, do you remember? I'll get back to the snow angel thing. Do you remember after that when we came back for the night and everyone ordered pizza, or the people at the head of the trip ordered pizza? we just took 2 of the pizzas. There were like 5 pizzas for a class of like 70 people, and we just took 2 of the pizzas. No wonder we didn't have any other friends in high school. Yeah, I know they already disliked us, but I don't know. It was just, that was so funny. All right, back to the Snow Angels thing. After we like stuffed our stomachs completely, do you remember doing that? And then like watching everyone just ski by, and kind of, I know we were a little bit in the way, so it was like people were kind of whizzing past us, but not at the speed that is dangerous, that if we get hit in the head we are completely gonzo, but it was dangerous nonetheless, a little bit. Well, it was awesome because we just, I don't know, we didn't care about anything or anyone, and then sure, the latter was a little bit to our detriment, but I don't know, I remember the former with fondness, you know? We just did whatever we wanted to do. It's not like we actively harmed people or anything like that, else we'd probably be in jail. We just had fun, and we were ourselves, and we didn't have to worry about, I know this is, again, kind of corny, we didn't have to worry about like responsibilities and, you know, everything that comes along with it. It was just nice to be and exist in a moment that was only the 2 of us. Oh my God, yeah. Oh, I can't believe we got kicked out for swearing. That was so insane. And we'd been there like 2 years longer than him. What gall do you have to report us cursing? Like, dude, we're 14, 15 years old. We're volunteering at a children's garden. It's not like we were cursing around the children, but come on, give me a singular break. I'm glad you still think about those things too, because I don't know. Recently, they've just been hitting me with like a flood constantly. I don't know. I think it's because we're becoming so far removed from that, and I'm slowly coming to the realization that feeling that we had, it's going to be almost impossible to recapture. And I'm not mad about it, but because life goes on and there'll be other feelings that we feel. But I don't know, there's a certain level part of my heart that's attached to that. You know? I know I've been saying a lot, It's just oh my God. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I don't know. This view right here of the snow and everything around it and the trees, that's like, even though most of the time it was in the summer, even though sometimes in the winter, that is like the memory for me. This perfect, picturesque, wonderful scene that's just laid out in front of me that, although I would love to go out and touch it, I know that I can't. I wish I could. I wish I had the heart to do it, but I don't. or ability, I guess, in that case. The barrier is not exactly a part of the analogy. But that's why I'm saying I'm so glad that you are doing this with me. It's just so odd. It's so weird. Like, I don't know. If I was to tell someone, hey, this girl who's my best friend in high school is coming back to my hometown that we moved away from because my dad made my mom move away from her family because he hated them, and now they're divorced, and now she has a new person in her life, and I'm bringing them back, and I never brought her around because we were only like there in that place for 4 years, and they don't even know about you. I'm aware that it is the weirdest situation ever, and I am so thankful that you are willing to put yourself in this situation for me, because it'll mean a lot to my family, who I do care about, and it will mean a lot to me, and I promise you I'm not going to forget it. Oh, it's not. That's a conversation to have when we get back on the road. But no, it's just your normal, like, small town. Everybody knows everybody. All of the events are like 100 people max. I think there's literally less than 1,000 people in the town. So yeah, it's not really anything special. Yeah, I know. I never talked about it. I never talked about my family, and I never talked about any of this because, when your dad is as abusive of a POS as mine on every single level, or was, no, not anymore, physical, verbal, all that, I didn't want to get you involved in any of that, considering the circumstances, Yeah, that you were my escape from everything. No, you were there. I was only able to access that level of being a carefree, legal child, teenager, underage. When I was with you, when I was at home, I had to be a grown human being, and that was no fun, and also kind of traumatizing. Also kind of made me the person that I am today, but, pros and cons. With you, there was nothing but pros. I felt alive and really feel alive when I was at home. Kind of course correcting here, though. Regardless of all of that devastating stuff, everything's great now. He's gone over in Europe, wherever, with his mistress. And we're here back in the hometown, and the family is happy, and the family is supportive, and they welcomed us back like nothing ever happened, and they are going to adore you. I promise. I pinky promise. And that's a blood oath around these parts. Now, are you going to finish your Cajun fries, or can I do that? Because I've been looking at them for ages, and I need to devour them before we get on the road. Counterpoint, I am hungry and driving. You're just a passenger princess right now. Thank you very much. So let's absorb the last of this gorgeous view, and let's hit the road. It's just one night. No, it's just one night. That is it. That's all we're dealing with now. It's just one. It's not like the entire car broke down. You don't need to come out here. We're only like an hour and a half. Are we an hour? Yeah, like in 2 hours, hour and a half away. Just need to get the car into the shop and get it fixed. It's not, no, it's not the whole entire car. I told you. You know, they got a flat tire, and although I have a spare, I would like to get a good tire on there to drive 2 hours. I said I'd like to get a good tire on there to drive 2 hours to back home with, and I think the back right tire also needs to be replaced because it's getting kind of older. So yeah, I just figured we'd do that. They'll get it in the shop in the morning, and we are going to get a hotel around here somewhere. I will tell her. I will make sure to tell her. I'm so sorry that I missed out on Charades night, but I'm sorry we missed out on Charades night. I promise you that we are both very devastated. Super devastated. All right, I will tell her. Okay, be safe and have a good night. Okay, if you insist, I will text you when we get to the hotel. All right. Okay, sounds good. Bye. Yup. Before I update you on everything, I would like to let you know that my dear mother would like to let you know that God, you know what? And the car is so loud. Anyways, my mother would like to let you know that they are missing you, and they're sad that they didn't get to meet you tonight, even though I said it's a 1 day difference. It's not that big of a deal. They wanted to let you know how much they regretted not being able to see you tonight. Yeah, well, to be honest with you, you missed out on the best night of the whole week, first week at least, because Charades night is miserable. Because Carol ruins Charades night every single time. I said Aunt Carol ruins Charades night every single time. She gets way too drunk, and then says, like, does some sort of vaguely could be interpreted as any of the ists, racist, sexist, homophobe-ist, and then shuts down the night immediately. Everyone goes to their rooms, and I don't see tradition breaking this time, so I'm kind of glad we didn't get in tonight. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. This actually, this was all a part of my master plan. Did you not realize that? That's so silly. Yeah. I intentionally didn't want to come in today, so I ran over a nail and made sure to get that stuck in my tire. So I would have to go and pay an astronomical amount of money for 2 new tires. You're so right. I got out my game, though, if you're able to call me out like that and figure out my schemes and my harebrained plans so easily, you know? No, in all seriousness, though, so here is the update. I have the appointment scheduled for 8 in the morning tomorrow. So that'll be like 2 hours, probably. They said between 2 and 3, and our hotel checkout is at noon. So we're good on that front. And then also the Uber is on its way here now. I managed to do like a pinpoint drop location thing. So they'll be here to pick us up. And then also simultaneously, here is the bit of news that I am pushing towards the end. Well, you see, the hotel room. As you know, I do live in a relatively small town, but this town is moderately bigger that we're in right now. It's not huge or anything like that, but it's big enough that holiday seasons get busy, and there's definitely tourist attractions here. Like there's like a huge Christmas store that people go to. So last minute hotel rooms are very difficult to get. You can imagine that, right? So the situation is that I did get us a room. Yes, got us a room. At the second hotel I called, got us a room. But as you'll notice, I was on the phone much longer than you would expect if I only called 2 hotels. Well, that's because that room at that hotel has 1 bed. Yeah, it does. But you don't have to worry about that. You can sleep in the bed. I can sleep on the chair because there is a chair in there. I made sure to look at the picture and I said, "Are you sure that all the rooms match up to the pictures?" And they said, "Yes." And it's kind of like a grandfather chair. It's not like a recliner or anything, but I'll be good to sleep there. As long as you're okay with that situation. Okay. All right. Yeah. No. Okay, fine. I will owe you a small favor when we get back. A small one. Not on the level of this, but like the coffee date that I took you. I mean, the coffee that we went to together. That something like that. It can be on that level for sure. Oh, you didn't care at all, and you just bamboozled me into giving you free coffee. Oh, how terrible. What a price I have to pay for you literally saving my tuckus. Yeah, they say that in my family for some reason. It's weird. Tuckus. It's like butt. I don't know. Don't ask me. I am too tired from driving this long to properly... if I hadn't been driving this long, I'd probably be way more upset than I am now. But at this point, I'm just exhausted. Yeah. Toe will be here to take it back to the place, the shop, in a couple minutes. And then a couple minutes after that, the Uber will be here to pick us up. Yeah, you want to see? You want proof? See right here, we got 5 minutes till the tow comes and 5 extra minutes until the Uber comes. Bada bing, bada boom. Shazam. I know, right? It is terrible, but at least we were going on the back roads. We're not in the middle of a highway with cars constantly zooming past us. It's just the locals here that decide that 45, more like 70, but they're far and few between, or at least few between. There's some, but not too much. Yeah, we have time, so go ahead. Oh, yeah, all that I said back there. You don't have to worry about that. I was just, reminiscence is something that I've been in the habit of doing recently, and I'm aware that, if I said anything that made you uncomfortable, Okay, well, the opposite is good, but I hope you don't mind. Maybe expand. Mm-hmm. No, you're you're just kind of saying what I'm saying, but in your own words, in your own way. I agree. I felt so bad about the initial obligation that this would be, but we haven't had time to just hang out and chill and not get absorbed in everything around us and just focus on interpersonal relationships. And as much as my family can be overkill a lot, they will be fun to hang out with, I promise. Games, baking, cooking, Christmas movies, that's what we're going to deal with. And then if it ever gets to be too much, we will have a working car to just drive around town and go and explore things with. Hey, remember when I said that I asked everyone else before I eventually asked you? No. It's it's not a lie. I wouldn't lie about that because that would be pointless to lie about. But I will say that I was really because I don't want to inconvenience you ever, and I'm aware that this is somewhat at least of an inconvenience. But I really am glad you said yes and that you're the one here with me right now. You just make everything brighter around me. And for that, I am very, very, very grateful. Well, if I can even reciprocate a fraction of that feeling for you, then I will consider myself successful because it is like so much. So yeah, that is the good news. Again, it's so gorgeous here. Like this whole trip is stunning. It's covered in snow, and although it's a little bit slippery, so you got to watch out for that, the views on the drive are so scenic, Oh, I think I see our tow, so let's get out of here and make our way to the hotel. Yeah, we can pick up some fast food on the way or something like that, okay? Well, no, actually, we wouldn't be able to. We'll Uber Eats something to the hotel. Yeah, okay, all right. Let's get out of here. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't even know how people like you even argue this point because it's just completely illogical. Die Hard is 1,000% a Christmas movie. It happens on Christmas. It is a Christmas movie. I do not care if there's no direct jolliness and all of that. It is a Christmas movie. It happens on Christmas. By definition, Christmas movie. You know what? I'll even counter that. And sure, there's a lot of action going on, and Bruce Willis being awesome, and Alan Rickman being terrifying, and Reginald VelJohnson being the best human being on planet Earth. But in all seriousness, right? I have always stood by the fact that there is a level of holiday cheer involved in Die Hard. I don't the limo scenes don't the limo scenes emanate holiday cheer, or is it just me and I'm crazy? Actually, don't answer that because I know your answer will be that I am crazy, and I would like to say yes, but not for that reason. Well, I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad we can finally come to the correct decision and correct resolution to this conflict after I, with literally in intense and very precise precision, I don't even know if you can, you can say precise precision, dismantled all of your arguments against it. I'm glad we got here. I should have figured that there was an underhanded thing coming in there. Yes, I am aware. I was the one driving, and I was the one who got us a flat tire. If you could do me a huge favor and remind me, how many hours did you drive on the trip? Oh, you didn't drive at all, and you were comfortably sitting in the passenger seat with a Popeyes leftovers in your lap, and also all of the gas station snacks in your lap. That's so convenient that you were doing that the entire time, yet you have the unmitigated gall to come here and tell me that I'm a bad driver because I ran over a nail. Do you know how hard it is to see a nail on the ground while you're driving? I'll let you know. It's like impossible. That's how you feel, huh? That's really how you feel? Unfortunately, I don't have a counter to that. You are correct. you are correct in the fact that I can't. We wouldn't be here together if it wasn't for me. So technically, I did start this whole thing. So if you want to shift the blame onto one person, you can shift it onto me. It is true. I won't deny that. But that doesn't negate the fact that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and I got you to agree to that, and I'm satisfied for the night, regardless of the fact that I had to spend more money than I would want to on new tires right now. But that's okay. Live and let learn. We are in a very, very, very nice hotel room, surprisingly. You are on what looks to be a very, very comfortable bed. I am sitting on what is a somewhat comfortable chair, and we are eating what is definitely considered comfort food. So all in all, I would consider this a W if I had to classify the situation. Exactly, and we're watching Die Hard. Come on, that's got to be another point. I know that I'm like hamming it up and stuff like that, but like I said, wouldn't rather be doing this with anyone other than you. And as terrible as I thought this was going to turn out, it did not turn out terrible. Not at all. We got food, comfort food. Although I was very surprised when you requested fried chicken again. Fried chicken again. I'm not judging it all, but no, I'm not judging. Fried chicken's like one of my favorite foods, but like that's a lot of fried chicken. To be fair, I know the difference between Popeyes and KFC. You've got the different type of spices. The chicken sandwiches are better at one place, so you get that. The spices are better at the other place, so you just get the original. Yada yada yada. But anyways, I digress. The point is, this is turning out much better than I thought it would. And the only thing that is a problem, not necessarily an actual problem, but an annoyance, if you will, she has not stopped texting me all the time. It's like every 15 minutes at this point. And it's not like she's feeding me information that I don't know. I know everything. She does this every year. She always tries to make it seem like a bigger deal than it actually is, and that she's added a bunch of new things to the festivities, when in all reality, it's just kind of the same thing every single year. And I'm not mad at that. I like doing the same thing every single year. Repetition is wonderful, and change scares me. However, don't act like there's this completely new and improved standard that I have to adhere by. No, you're right. It's good. And if we're really being frank with each other, she is basically the linchpin of the family at this point. Ever since she came back, and realized that, hey, everyone kind of just split apart after they forced her out. She came back and everyone kind of gravitated back to her, and so she really is just trying to not lose that sense of community that we were without for like 4 years, you know? Yeah, I've talked with her about it. She's such a strong person, to the point where it borders on stubborn and headstrong. But she is just really can't open up sometimes. She'll try, but even when we have those types of conversations, she's constantly doing something for someone, or doing something to help someone, or doing something to keep everything from falling apart. And I don't know. I kind of wish, although I'm glad she has that sense of community, and I'm aware that if she didn't, she'd be in a much worse place than she is now. I do wish she would let herself rest sometimes. It's kind of difficult to see her constantly on the brink of exhaustion, but still forcing herself to be this happy person that she is. But if you don't know her well enough, it comes off as authentic. But for people who are around her, who've been around her for their entire lives, aka me, and well, my dad would have been, but not anymore. I guess my stepdad kind of gets it at this point, but not as much. You can tell when she is forcing it to be there. It's not inauthentic necessarily, but there are times where she has to work much harder than others to exude that kindness and charisma. And I wish she didn't put herself in a position where she had to constantly force herself to exude it due to the energy expended on these other things. Because back before all of this shenanigans, whatever you want to call it, back when like middle school, when I was living in my hometown originally, there was just a different type of light about her, man. She was so unburdened by anything. She had a loving family. She had a new child. She had a loving husband. She had lots of friends that cared. She had a good job. And I'm not saying everything fell apart, because she still has the majority of those things. But they all were there, and they all were mainstays. And now, although they still are mainstays, because they were taken away from her, she doesn't view them as mainstays. Yeah, and that's why I go back every holiday, is because as much as she doesn't want to admit it, she does enjoy having me around, and it is beneficial for me to help out with everything. And now I brought along my own little helper. No, not the pillow, please. Not the pillow. The double pillow. Oh man, double pillow? Now what do you have to sleep on? Oh, you think I'm a gentleman? You think I'm giving these back to you? The quick answer, no. The long answer, no, not at all. Okay, fine. If you are threatening to come over here and interrupt my chair experience, here, take them back. Take them back. I don't even need them. Yeah, I don't know why I don't talk about it as much. It's not that I avoid talking about my family and traumas and serious subjects, but you are such a beacon of positivity to me. I appreciate everything about you, and I come to you with like all emotions and stuff, but I do try to hone in on my positivity the most, because you represent that for me, and you represent a time where I didn't have to worry about family dynamics, or whether Aunt Carol's going to say something insensitive, or whether my ex is going to be at a Christmas party. You know, I didn't have to worry about any of that. It was just you and me, and we were running through fields, and it was awesome. So get real, get real, and get over yourself. You know that I view you that way. You have to know. You have to know. Think about it this way. Is there ever what is the last time that we hung out on our own that you remember me frowning? Not a neutral disposition, but frowning. Exactly. And I came to you with that, but I don't know. You just make me happy. I've been kind of like beating around the bush and tiptoeing around saying it, but you just make me happy. And I think that's the situation. And I don't know. I don't have much else to say about it other than that. What We're in the middle of Die Hard. Do you when you're watching Die Hard just flip to another channel in the middle of Die Hard? We're lucky enough that we found Die Hard on a cable television. Yes, the cable television has HBO, but that's besides the point. We're lucky that we found that. What are we gonna do? Flip to like and you're gonna utilize the fact that this is all my fault in order to get me to watch. I would say that I brought it all upon myself, and I guess it's partially true. I don't think I really could have prevented myself from getting my tire slashed by a nail, but stay lovey, you know? And that's crazy. You're such not a homework type of person either. You're not a woman in your 50s or 60s reminiscing on like 20 years ago and being like, oh man, wish that was me. Yeah, exactly. Or the husbands watching along that are in absolute pain. No, I agreed. This is technically all my fault. So go ahead. Make my day. No, I'm joking. Or am I? No, I am. Or am I? No, I am. Or am I? No, okay. Can I say one more thing before we switch over, though? Because we're actively engaging in a conversation, and it's a real conversation. And I know as soon as we switch over to homework, you're just going to start talking about how hot the guy is, and then talking about how hot the girl is, and then talking about how you wish you could live out in a cabin in the middle of nowhere, and then, oh, I wish I had a hometown to go back to. You have a hometown to go back to. That sounds fun. And the usual jargon, the usual talking to that I get. No, it's just thank you again, honestly. I know it's corny, but it is. It's just thank you again. You have no idea how much this means to me. I don't know. Let's just watch. No, I'm not hiding anything. I just don't exactly know what to say right now. Or I don't know. I know what I think, but I don't know how to say it. So, better not say it at all. You ready? Okay, all right. We are already in the middle of a random town square. God, right into it, huh? They no rest for the wicked is there. She's cute, but I'm not like, wow, stunning, can't believe it. But she is cute, and he is also. Now see that best friend is, to me, I find that best friend more attractive than the main character. Oh well, thank God he has his own series. I would absolutely be devastated if he didn't. Oh, what's up? I literally already said something before you said that, so yes, I am awake, and I don't know how that wasn't indicated by the fact that I literally said something. Yeah, I can't either. Probably because I was expecting to be sleeping in my own bed, in my childhood bed, but because I was unable to see ahead of me in the snow, one solitary nail changed my fate forever. Not being dramatic, I am just stating the facts. No, it's not that uncomfortable. I mean, like, it's a chair, so it's not a bed, but it's not like super uncomfortable or anything like that. Oh, I see. Well, feel bad for shaming me for running over a nail that I didn't see. Don't feel bad for the fact that I have to sleep in a chair as opposed to a bed. Seriously, it's no big deal. I knew what I was getting into when I did the thing. When I got the room. I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to fall asleep. Maybe I won't. But if not, then I will just get some good, like an energy drink in the morning or something like that. I don't usually drink, what is it? Is it Rockstar or Monster or coffee? They're more similar than you think, whether you want to admit it or not. The sole purpose of the three of them are to give you energy and taste moderately okay. No, yeah, I'll be fine. It's okay. I've pulled late nights before, and I know I'll get some sleep, and so I'll at least have some level of rest. And plus, don't you want me to be up in the morning to get you the continental breakfast, so you don't even have to go down there? Exactly. It's a win-win situation from my perspective. Well, I don't really know what exactly we're going to do about it. We have the hotel room. There's no other hotel rooms in this town that are available, so why not just try and get some sleep? I didn't know you felt that connected to me. Well, if you're not able to get sleep because you're going to be worrying about me not getting sleep, then what's the solution for this? Because I don't really know. Yeah, I know. I always yawn this often. It's a habit, a curse, one could even say. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the sitch is. What are you trying to say? Oh. You don't have to do that. It's actually fine. Nah, you've already kind of like settled into the bed and you have your position picked out, and I don't really want to disrupt that. Plus, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable or anything, considering this wasn't the situation. Oh, see, I know the strategy. You're gonna antagonize me and call me a chicken when in all reality you just care about me and you're trying to use reverse psychology on me to get me to agree to sleep in the bed with you. Well, I hate to tell you, but as tired as I am constantly aware of your trickery and tomfoolery, so the answer still remains no. I'll give it to you. You're going for it. The balking, you always call me a chicken whenever you try this, but I've never heard the sound effects that go along with it, so thank you for the new treat. But you do realize you're just waking yourself up more by balking like a chicken that loud at 1 a.m, and also you are in turn waking me up even more, so I think you need another strategy going on here, because this one's not really working out for you in the way you want it to. Oh my god, are you... The one thing that can get me to fold pure and utter continual annoyance. And if I didn't know you any better, I would test this. I'd say there's no way you could go on for that long doing this consistently, sacrificing your own well-being and your own circadian rhythm in order to get me to do something that you want me to do. but I've experienced it many, many times before in many, many different situations. And you're not only going to ruin your sleep, but you're going to ruin my sleep. So this is much farther than reverse psychology. This is pure up mental warfare. Yeah, not even a response, just continuous balking. Okay, all right, listen. I give up. You win. I will come into the bed with you. On one condition. You agree? No more chicken balking for the rest of the night. Even in your sleep. Even in your sleep. I don't know how I'll be able to tell if you chicken balk in your sleep. But God will be able to tell. And God doesn't take it well when promises are broken. He will smite you down. Okay, sure. Yeah, no, I'm getting up. Oh, did you hear that? That was my back cracking. So maybe I was the one who's being a little bit too stubborn. I don't have an appointment with my chiropractor in another 3 weeks, so maybe I owe you one for this. Yeah, don't get too far ahead of yourself. I already agreed to owing you one for this whole nail in the tire thing. We'll just add on like an extra dessert to whatever dinner I take you out to, okay? Yeah, all right. Oh my God, you were underselling it. This bed is so comfortable. My back is in heaven. There are no knots to be found. I am the happiest that I have been. Maybe it's just because it's a hotel bed, but it feels 10 times more comfortable than my bed at the apartment is. Holy moly. You were right. You were so right. You were incredibly right. You were nothing but right. I could feel like I could go to bed right now, right here. I don't know what you could possibly ask of me right now, right here in this moment, considering we're both going to sleep immediately, but I'll never say no to hearing you out. So what is it? The truth comes out. This was not a purely altruistic move from you. No, this was a mutually beneficial move. I get a more comfortable sleep, and I get to be able to sleep, being honest. And you get the 6'4" guy to cuddle you into oblivion. You know, you could have just asked. I said, you could have just asked. I don't know. I've never cuddled before, but it's not like it's something that I've intentionally avoided. I don't know how to say this without sounding creepy, but I'm too tired to care. You seem like a pretty cuddleable person. I don't know, I don't even think that's even a word, but again, too tired to care. Because a guy just coming out and saying, hey, I want to cuddle you is creepy in my opinion. I don't want to make you feel creeped out, so. But whatever the lady wants, the lady gets. So how are we doing this? Okay, yeah, no. Spoons are overrated anyways, so what are we doing? Oh, you don't even have to convince me. Flat on my back sounds perfect right now. The reparations that I'm receiving from this bed right now are magnificent. Okay, yep. Left arm out and over for sure. Like I'm doing that movie theater move where he's like, "Oh, I'm so tired," and then I move the left arm over the thing. Yeah, all right. Oh. You slid in perfectly. That's like a puzzle piece almost. No, you're right. This is nice. I like this. I didn't think I would, but I do. No, it's not. It's not because of you. I don't know. I having like a pressure on my chest always feels a little bit weird to me, but your head there is perfect. Yeah, I don't know. This feels destined. What? No, I didn't. I didn't say anything really that important. I said this feels really nice. Yeah, I guess you might have to be doing the cuddling thing more often. Didn't really see that coming. I don't know. I guess it just. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't see it coming. I'm tired. Leave me alone. I'm not supposed to have coherent thoughts at this point in time. Hey. That's really cute. I don't know. The way you look your eyes up at me and I'm looking down at you, and it's just. Your hair looks, in the nighttime, it looks really good. And your eyes are really nice as well. Yeah, delusional, that's it. Probably. Tired speak, just going on and on and on. I'll let you get to sleep, though. Yeah? No, of course. That's the. No, you don't even have to thank me. This is. I think we're both getting something out of this call right now. I didn't know exactly how much I enjoyed having a warmth against me because never really had it before. But this is wonderful, actually. No, it would make it more believable, wouldn't it? I was planning on having you sleep in the spare bedroom right next to mine because no one ever goes in that bedroom. But if you wanted to sleep in my childhood bed with me, believe it or not, we could probably both fit. I don't think I'd complain. Unless it make it more believable, you know? And I didn't say anything wrong, did I? No, you looked down after I said that. All right, get to bed because we do have to wake up at some point in the morning, and I know you are a habitual 1 p.m. sleeper, so good night. Do you know how glad I am that you actually enjoy ice skating? I had no plan. I had no plan other than to come here immediately. Not a single other plan in my mind. I don't know. I'm not really great at ice skating or anything, but this is just such a cool place in the winter. And there are more people here than there usually are, but still not that many. I love it. I used to come here all the time with my friends in elementary school and middle school. Yeah. We would all say that we were going over to somebody's house, and we would just leave after school and go down to the rink and skate. Well, some of us would skate. Others of us that weren't as talented at skating would sit and throw snowballs at other people on the sidelines. Yes. One of those people for at least the first couple of years absolutely was me. But eventually I got better at it. So, yeah, this is the life. So I take it that you like it? I don't know, that this is kind of a microcosm of the town. Kind of sleepy, but really, really endearing, with just the right amount of people to perfect, like, dead silence. There's never too many people in one place at one time. Yeah, sometimes, like, if it's a party, there can be too little people, but it's never overcrowded. And I don't know, I really appreciate that. Yeah. And you know what the other best part is? It's cold, but it's refreshing cold. It's not stale, just stale coldness or like intense freezing or anything like that. It's just cold, and it kind of wakes you up in the morning. Or the afternoon, or whenever you wake up. Listen, I got you up as early as I possibly could, okay? I tried at 8 with fresh eggs. I tried at 9 with fresh bacon. And eventually, 9:30, you had to get up. That is an over-exaggeration. I threw one pillow at you. One singular pillow. There was no barrage that happened. And how dare you use that word against me? That is a good question, actually, though. I don't know. Afternoons can kind of be like very lull-ish time during the holidays, where people kind of do their own stuff, and because nobody has ever met you before, you're gonna get a lot of questions regardless when they all meet you for the first time. But I would rather have that interaction be during a time where people are actually doing a lot of things, as opposed to just kind of roaming around with nothing to focus their attention on. Hence, they would have focused all of their attention on you. And thank you. Again, you're doing this favor for me. I want to make it as easy as possible for you to get through the week and a half that we are going to be here. And if you come in at dinner, you'll get some questions around the dinner table, but we are definitely a family full of face stuffers, so it won't be as overwhelming as it would be if you came home and nobody was doing anything, and all of the people from around the TV just came and gravitated towards you and piled one question on top of another. And also, a lot of the family is so self-centered that they very much enjoy talking about themselves. Not in a bad way, where it's very... I guess you can't really phrase being self-centered in a positive way, but it's not intentional look at me-ness. It's just they have a lot to say about a lot of different things, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's nice. So I figured, why not just get out here for a little taste of the town, a pre-taste of the town, if you will, before I actually give you a tour of everything. Yeah. I have so many memories of just skating around here, and I used to take my mom and dad, when they were doing well, we would all come here together as a family, and I would always be like, oh, okay, we have to find a specific time when my friends aren't going to be here, because being a kid is being a kid, and if you're not embarrassed by your parents at some point, you weren't really a kid. Then I grew out of that when I started getting involved in the more adult dynamics of the relationship. but that's not what I want to talk about right now. Nah, not at all, in fact, really. He was just kind of a garbage human being that I figured out was a garbage human being a little too late into my relationship with him. So just kind of cut him off altogether because don't need that in my life. But you know what I do need in my life? This weather. I know it's cold. It's like the 30s, but it's nice. It's you don't feel refreshed by it. Yeah, no, you are right about that for sure. do you like the view of the mountains over there? Yeah, the whole place is surrounded. It's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, we actually did literally. There's literally one gap in between the mountains surrounding the town, and we managed to finagle our way in there on the highway. Do you remember the? Oh no, you wouldn't remember. You were asleep, and that's not a sneak diss. That is just the actual truth because I remember this point specifically. When we drive back, I'll make sure that you're awake when we go through the little hole because you can see mountains on either side, and it is stunning. Yeah, we don't really have that much beautiful nature vistas to see in the middle of downtown now, do we? Exactly, I wish we did. I know that there's probably a lot of nostalgia baked into my head and that influences my position on things a lot and my perspective and my opinions, but I gotta say, there is something about here that is just so beautiful. It's really stunning and gorgeous, and I know that everyone says that about their hometown, but okay, good. I'm glad. I'm not crazy. It's almost an ethereal, somewhat magic type of vibe to it, right? Yeah, it is. I'm really glad you see it too because I've never really brought anyone back here that I met outside of here. So, you know the story because you're my best friend, but explaining that to someone who I haven't invested so many years of my life into and was directly affected by me leaving, didn't really feel like going through all of that with anyone else other than you. Well, I'm glad you're honored and flattered because you should be. No. Oh. No, it's nothing. And I promise you it is oh no, I can't promise something that's false. No, just a couple of people that I know just got on the rink. Now we don't have to leave as long as we just stay relatively far away from them. I don't have any problems with them. Like them as people. It's just it's one of those things that I try to stay away from. Lots of people in this town. I'm going to sound so cliche, corny. Lots of people here, they have all of their family here, and they go to the community college here, and they stay here, and they raise families here, and they get married here, and their entire life revolves and orbits around here. And I don't blame them for that. Everyone has the choice to live their own lives and live it as they please, but I will say that I used to have nightmares when I was younger about that type of thing happening, like in middle school ish. And I don't like being around them because it reminds me of what I could have been. And I know that's selfish, and I know that it has nothing to do with them. And if I see people like that, because those guys over there, they're like 24, they're already married, they already have kids, they already don't own businesses, but they work for their parents and their grandparents and stuff. And I could have been that if I had stayed here. There would have been a chance that my life could have ended up like that, and I know that I would have regretted every single day if it had. But we left. And ever since we left, I have been able to kind of operate in a way of someone who did leave. And I can kind of have the best of both worlds. I can go, be here when I need to be and see my family and stuff. But because I was taken, quote unquote, away at an age where I couldn't control that, I still have the grace from my family, unlike some people towards my mom. But I can still, live somewhere else and not have to worry about people judging me for living somewhere else, which a lot of kids do get judged if they go away. So I imagine the alternative sometimes, and it makes me feel really not good. Exactly. We would have never met, and that would have been truly the biggest travesty of all, I'd say. Yeah. Oh my God, are you kidding me? You were literally the best and probably the only good part of leaving and going, other than the becoming detached part that I just mentioned. I know that's directly hypocritical to my previous statement, but other than all of that, which kind of involved trauma going on in my life, so it's hard to count that at face value. You were the best part of that. You were like the only really great part of me leaving. You made my high school experience amazing, although not like other people's high school experiences. Yeah. I know, me too. I wouldn't have ever had it any other way ever. Not one other way. And that's saying something. We were going through a lot back then, but I think we made each other's lives worth it. You're right, I'm speaking too soon. That's too much, too soon. Oh, that's too much, man. No. All right. Even I am willing to admit right now that it is getting a little bit more chilly than I would prefer. Would you want to maybe leave and pick up some hot cocoa from somewhere and then head in? I meant head back to my childhood home. Yeah, it's time. Don't be nervous. Don't be scared. I will literally be by your side the entire time. I will not leave. I got you into this mess, and I am going to make sure that you get through it with as much ease as possible. And yeah, I got you 100%. So there's this really great place for hot chocolate. You have got to try it out. It's to die for. It's like, you know how in Washington they have those little coffee huts where it's like a little drive-through thing, but it's just like a stand. Yeah, okay, yeah. So you do know what I'm talking about. Cool. It's one of those, but it's like a pop-up in the winter time, and in the winter it's a hot chocolate place, and in the summer it's like a lemonade pastry place. It's awesome. You will love it. Oh my goodness, holy moly, hi. No, I didn't. I did not. I promise you it was unintentional. You must know it was unintentional. There is not a single world, universe, multiverse, whatever you want to call it, where I would prefer playing football with a bunch of middle-aged men who will not stop talking about how they were the best player on their teams in high school when we have the records to show that they were really bad, as opposed to hanging out with you and cooking with my mom. Absolutely The ladder, just throw me it down. I'll climb on up. Yes, it's a bad analogy. I don't really care. I don't really care at all. I'm at least glad you found the most sacred space that I've also discovered. Yep, exactly. The dinner table. Every time, about an hour before our dinner. I don't know. I was about to say night meal or big night meal. No, before our dinner, this place is always barren because Mom always gets stuff set up an hour and a half before time, and then she's done with the whole kitchen thing until serving happens. And everyone, it seems, for an unknown reason of sorts, is in competition to completely just be the last person to come to the table. It's like there's an invisible force field around like the general vicinity to the point where nobody comes within a certain amount of square feet of the dinner table until it's like 5 minutes after we're supposed to have dinner, and everyone just comes piling in. Mom will be here when, but that's besides the point. So, I was there. I was there for the first 45 minutes to an hour, and then they swooped me up. Did you see them? Did you think those men were going to take no for an answer? And frankly, how could I possibly blame them? Have you not seen the cannon of an arm I had? I know that the kitchen has a direct window to look outside in the backyard. Did you not see me slinging the pigskin with reckless abandon? In pinpoint precision? I mean, come on. I'm a coveted asset in this house. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm joking. I'm not joking about the coveted asset part because nobody else really is good at throwing the football, but that's besides the point. Did it go okay? Good. I am so glad. Did she overwhelm you with questions at all? I know we kind of got the basics out of the way, which, by the way, great thinking on your feet. Absolutely great thinking on your feet. Are you kidding me? You had answers at every single turn ready to go. I was very impressed. Okay, well, I'm glad that you thought it went well too. But after that, she didn't pile it on, especially since I know she likes to, because she's done it with my friends before, ask questions about personal relationships when I'm gone that are more intense and invasive than they are when I'm there. Oh, she did. That is very, very, very interesting. Yeah, of course I've told her about you because we are best friends, and we had a friendship in high school, and she didn't know about that. So there might have been a couple nights where we talked about you and how great of a friend you are and how much it's meant to have you as a support system or just a person to be my person where I'm living now, especially without having the family support from home. So yeah, maybe that's what happened, huh? Maybe that's what happened. Well, I'm glad, even though maybe I end up a little embarrassed because of that. At least, there was that kind of took a little bit of the pressure off of you, and she could just tell you all the things that you already know about yourself, which is how much I appreciate you. I mean, come on, I've been saying it basically every single day for the past however long we've known each other, or at least we've lived near each other, But other than that very, very embarrassing factoid that you have thrust upon me, how did the rest of the conversation go? Oh, she did? Really? No. It's not. I'm not shocked or surprised, but I don't know. She's not really a super complimentary. Is that the word? Or complimentive? I don't know. Complimentative. She doesn't compliment people a lot to other people, especially. Like she talks to me about how proud I am, but she doesn't. She is of me, but she doesn't really bring it up around other people. So I guess that's, nice to hear that she values you and me enough to gush about me to you. That means that she's really comfortable with you, because the only other person that she had ever really done that with is my dad when they were together. Yeah. I used to have most of my conversations with my mom because my dad was working all the time. So I would kind of sneak out at night when I wasn't supposed to, and she would be sitting on the couch with my dad, telling him every little thing that I had done that she took pride in, and even the things that she didn't take pride in. He's always like, it's good that he's making mistakes now, so he can learn from them now and not make them when he's older. And I don't know. The point is, surprisingly, that means she is already really comfortable around you. Maybe because it's kind of a by proxy thing, because I am comfortable around you, and I, as you now know, have made it very apparent to her that I am comfortable around you as a best friend, because our conversations were about that. And transitive property, I don't know. I don't intentionally leave anything out about our relationship, because that would be dumb. I just don't really talk about it as much. I don't know if that makes sense. I guess it's one of those things where I'd categorize it under things between the two of us and with the two of us. Not specifically our interpersonal relationship, but just our thriving in general has been going so well that I don't want to jinx it and bring another dynamic into it. So that was why I didn't want to bring anyone, even when she was like saying there was basically no other choice, because I don't want to threaten that perfect balance that we've had right now. But lo and behold, it looks like you have only strengthened that balance. So in all reality, I should be thanking you. So thank you. She is such a good cook. It is ridiculous. I don't know where she gets it from, because my grandma is trash. My grandpa was trash. Everyone is really, really bad. None of the sisters or brothers are good at anything. Everyone is terrible. I don't know where she gets it from, but I'm glad she got it from some random chromosome that was just floating around that said, hey, you can cook well. Because I'll tell you what, my lunches, my childhood bagged lunches bodied everyone out of this universe. They'd be coming in with ham and cheese sandwiches, and I'd be coming in with freshly pressed Cubanos. They were, So I remember when I was pitching this to you at the coffee shop, I said great food guaranteed for a week and a half. And I don't know, you've now seen the master at work. You've smelled the delicate, the delectable the aromas that have come. I know. My brain just stopped working for a second. The delectable aromas that have come off of her dishes. You have not tasted it yet, but once you do, you honestly probably will never want to leave, especially considering all we do is eat from delis all the time. Oh, let me tell you. It's about to be wraps. It's about to be wraps. Yeah, you like it, right? I don't like to sound that like my family is basic, but they do it every single year. The 1st of December, decorations are all over the place, and it's also weird because Thanksgiving weekend, family starts coming over, and then it just doesn't stop until like January 2nd. So there'll be a random family member, or most of the time plural family members, in the house at one point or another. And it's just kind of like a revolving door. Yeah, as I said, aside from Aunt Carol, none of them are really that bad. The most you'll get is a couple insensitive comments at the dinner table, and the partner of whoever made the insensitive comment gently slapping them on the wrist and saying their name in a very like hushed, disappointed, and inquisitive tone, like Carl, like that. But nobody here is hateful. Nobody here is bigoted, and that's really kind of all I can ask for. I'm glad that you like the dynamics, because every single friend that I've ever invited over could not stand it in the slightest. Yeah. Well, so me, I'm a relatively chill person. And my family is obviously whatever the opposite of chill is, that is them. So I don't know. I don't know. They kind of get thrown off by the sheer difference in between my personality and the aura of the house and me, because I kind of adjust my personality to fit in with the aura of the house. So people have just kind of called me, they called me fake for some reason, which, I mean, everybody acts a certain way around their family to make things go along smoothly. So I don't know what they're talking about with that, but no, I don't change who I am or like my basic core beliefs and values and all that stuff. But if I can help my mom if I can help my mom get everything to go along as smoothly as possible by like playing football outside with my family and, cooking for her and setting the table and all that stuff, why wouldn't I do that? Right? Well, thank you. That is very, very sweet and very, very nice of you. I will say, however, I hope you aren't just talking the talk and not willing to walk the walk, because even though in contrast to what I said earlier, it looks like this table simply is just not set. So I think it would be beneficial for us to go to the kitchen, because I know Mom is taking her nap right now, and set the table. Does that sound okay for you, my girlfriend? I don't know. I was testing it out, because I'm going to have to say it around everybody, and seeing how it rolled off the tongue. What do you think? Yeah, I think so too. All right, let's go. Let's get this started. And if we can get this done within like 15 minutes, so we have just 45 minutes to an hour to sit on our phones at the table and watch TikToks or maybe a new video essay, I have a very fun place that I will take you tonight. Okay, I'm going to take you to it regardless of whether we get it done in 15 minutes or not, but just pretend that I'm not such a pushover so we can get it done that fast, okay? All right, let's get to work. So, was it worth it? Yeah, I know that I have a trump card with this, but gotta know if you thought it was worth it or not. It's my favorite part of being here. It really is. I just adore coming up here after my social battery has completely ran out and just lying on the roof and looking up at the stars. Because of all of like the smog and the, pollution, you don't really get views like this in the city. And I savor it every single moment that I can. And I know that you've never lived outside of a city, so here we are. Yeah, they're so bright, They're so vivid and discernible, and you can almost see the individual characteristics of them. And, it's crazy, or it sounds crazy. You shouldn't be able to do that without a telescope of sorts, but I don't know. I feel like they're all there just to welcome me, Yeah, so self-important. They're here for me and no one else, just me. No, obviously, to welcome everyone to the town or world or whatever, wherever, So, you know exactly what I'm saying, so too. You have not said a single word about the food. You have not said one word, not one. And don't give me that little sly look, because you haven't. And I'm waiting on the part where you tell me how right I am and load on the heaps of praise and compliments. So, okay, let's just get that started, shall we? I know. It's ridiculous. It's so good. You see it being made. You were there when the food was being made. You watched the process, and, some of the ingredients that she puts together in your head, you're kind of thinking, is that really going to work? Is all of this hype that my fake boyfriend has thrust upon these meals, this cooking, is it truly to the level that he is portraying it to be? And then you take your first bite and you're like, it is not at the level that he is hyping it up to be. It is even more. For mere human words cannot properly describe the greatness that is happening with this food on this table. My thought, spices. You saw how many spices she was going one after the other. Boom, boom, boom. Saucing it up completely. And the sauces too. The way that she mixes all of these things, it's almost like she's a chemist, equating the perfect portion that's necessary of cumin powder, of paprika, and just mixing it all together to make it just perfect, literally perfect. And I'm not one to use perfect, but I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, exactly. There are some actually pretty nice takeout spots here, but why would you ever want to go to a takeout spot when you have the best cook in the town cooking you 3 meals a day? Oh yeah. Did I not mention that? 3 meals a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all home cooked, basically from scratch, aside from some bread. Yeah. It's literally, I don't know how I possibly left here, because I could just be here getting those type of meals every single day, because she'll do it otherwise. And she'll make enough for a lot of people. So I could just be inserting myself and eating fine dining cuisine. But I don't know. Yeah, and exactly. You don't get the you don't get the stars in the sea like here. So, is there even any benefit other than, being away from my hometown and you? Yeah, you know I'm talking about you because you are you. Yeah, you are. Come on, you're my best friend. And even if there was any, and there was never, doubt in my head about whether we were actually best friends or not, or whether we were like the most compatible on a friendship scale, it's been one day, and I've already had it proven tenfold. You just work? I don't know. I know that sounds stupid, but you just work with me, and I think we work really well together. We've never really been in a position like this where we've been working together outside of a school or a work environment, just in like natural domesticity. And I don't know, did you see how efficiently and effectively we set up that table? I said 15 minutes. We got it done by 10. We got it done in 10 minutes. I mean, that's gotta be some sort of record. And if it's not a record, it is very impressive. Okay, I'm glad that you feel the same way, because there is, right? There's just some level of synchronicity between the two of us. We flow and ebb between each other, and it just works. I don't even know how to describe it, but it works. It felt so natural. It felt like I had been doing that with you for years, maybe decades even. There's some cousins that I know that I don't work that well with, but you just come in to a place that you have literally never been before in your life, and you and I navigate everything perfectly. Yeah, it's just really impressive. You're really impressive, and thank you so much, because I'm told to not tell you this, but I'm going to tell you anyways, because I'm a little sneak boy. No, when you went upstairs to take your shower, I had a conversation with my mom a little bit while everyone else was watching the TV, and she was cleaning up, and she could not stop gushing about you. It was ridiculous. It went on for so long. She talked about how sweet you are, and how she could not believe that I ended up with someone as attractive as you. Obviously joking, but the compliment towards you was genuine. Yeah. Well, I mean, duh, obviously. And she couldn't stop talking about just how sociable you were, how much. The craziest thing that she actually said to me was, it totally makes sense that you two are together. Yeah. She just said our compatibilities are completely off the charts, and it seems like we are very in line with what each other thinks. She even said, because she, thinks together. She said, because the whole thing where if you're in a relationship, there's a high probability you start adopting the same mannerisms of your partner. Well, she said that we even sometimes sound the same in the way that we're saying things, or we use similar expressions. Yeah, I never thought about it, but I guess we do. I guess she's right about that. Yeah. Yeah. It's fun though, right? I don't know. Having someone that you're that connected to, I've never felt that way before. And the fact that we took that break, and then we just came back together like nothing ever happened, like we never even separated. I know that people say that a lot when it comes to old friends, but we were old friends that were spending time with each other every day. Sure, you can like leave off a friendship and then pick up the talk when you have not talked to each other in 3 months. So naturally you have accrued a large amount of topics to talk about. So, and you already have a relatively pre-established rapport with a person. So naturally that conversation is going to come easy. But then what about the next one? And the next one, and the next one. Eventually, you're going to run out of topics to talk about, and we never did. Yeah, sure, some of them are ridiculous, but I enjoy it. A lot, actually. Very much. So, got any plans for tomorrow? I don't know. No, I do know, actually. I was asking as a joke. But I was wondering if you would be interested in, after an amazing and hearty breakfast. The first breakfast back is always the heartiest. We're going to have all of the meats, all of the eggs, all of the toast, everything. You could possibly, like a big old Farmers, ready to start the day, probably wouldn't finish it, but breakfast. Oh, it is ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. And if we get really lucky, like really, really, really lucky, we'll get biscuits. Homemade biscuits. And homemade biscuits that you can eat without consuming a beverage. They are very moist. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Are we 10? Are we 12? Oh, words make me uncomfortable. They're words. I'm going to use them. Anyways, after that, usually from like 10 to 2-ish, the house kind of quiets down a little bit. Either people are still asleep because, oh my God, people sleep in so much here, or they're out at work or doing something or running errands for the day. I was wondering if you'd like to go and take a little tour of the town with me. Yeah, just walk around a little bit, see all the stuff that you want to see, all that. It's fun. And I don't know, I get really nostalgic walking around down there, and I don't know, maybe I want to show you a part of me that I really haven't shown you. Well, now I have, but cool. I'm excited. I really am. Plus, there is a really, really great pizza by the slice place down there. And I know I said the whole thing about the 3 home-cooked meals, 1 pizza slice, not going to kill you. It's sourdough crust. It is amazing. It is so good. Ridiculously good. It almost turned me off of every single other pizza in the world forever. It didn't, because pizza is pizza, but it almost did. Oh, you're so beautiful. I said it's so beautiful. The stars, it's so beautiful out there. You are right, though. It is getting a little bit chilly, a little bit cold. So what do you say you and me get the freaking heck out of here? Yeah, I think it's about time to go to bed. I need to shower first, so I will obviously do that. But after that, I'm ready to hit the hay. Of course, I wanted to show it to you really badly, even like from the moment we came here, and getting you to help me clean up is just an excuse. You can have whichever side you want. I am totally not picky about that. I don't really. I'm more of adhere to the other person sleeping in the same bed with me. So I will just lay like a log on whichever side that I'm on, and you can just go to town on whichever side, roll over, whatever. Totally, totally good. Isn't it crazy that we're talking about being in the same bed together? Like that's, I don't know. It's just because, yeah, Yeah, no, I guess it doesn't sound weird anymore now that we did. But hey, you are my girlfriend after all, right? Now, you better not sound any more convincing than that, or I'll actually believe that it's real. Crazy. All right, let's go. Hey, what's wrong, honey? I said, what's wrong with you? What's wrong? What's up? Are you okay? You don't look okay. No, not in a bad way. You look like fine, obviously, but you don't look. You're like sweating really hard. Yeah, you are. You are soaked. Holy moly! Are you sure you're okay? Don't worry. Don't worry about waking me up right now. That's not what we're focusing on. What's up? Hey. Don't. Oh. Come here. Yeah. No, I promise I'm not uncomfortable. Come here. I know I said, separate. Come here. Oh my God, you were literally shaking. Come here, please. Can you try and breathe for me? Good. Now keep breathing. And let me just reach over to the nightstand. Here. It's just water. I just feel like it might be beneficial for you to take a couple sips of that right now. Okay, all right. The shaking is starting to calm down. That's good. How are you feeling? Good. I'm glad the breathing's helping. I'm glad it's helping, and I'm gonna be right here. I'm gonna be holding on to you this entire time, unless of course you're in a place where you want me to stop holding on to you, which is also totally fine. But right now, I'm right here. Okay. What happened? If you can't. I hate it. Yeah, the nightmares suck. Really bad. Do you have them pretty consistently? Are they like a chronic thing, or is it just more just like pop up every once in a while? Well, I mean, if that's the case, at least maybe you won't have to deal with it for a while. Well, I'm trying to make some sort of positive out of this. I know that there's not much to say that can be positive, but I'm trying to find something. All right, I think you've completely stopped trembling now, so that's good. Oh my God, of course you can ask me. You can ask me anything. Oh my God, you. No, nothing bad. You just have the most puppy dog face that I've ever seen in my life going on right now. No, it's really sweet. It is. So whatever you want to ask me, go ahead. Are you done with the water? Good. I will put it back over on the nightstand. There we go. No, I don't think you were making any noise. Otherwise, I would have woken up because I'm a relatively light sleeper. So I think you were good. Don't. The last thing you need to do right now is worry about whether you woke up other people in the house. Everybody here is like the most intense sleeper of all time, aside from me, of course, because I randomly got the recessive gene. I don't know. Is that derogatory towards people? But since I haven't, it's technically not derogatory. Anyways, did you want to ask me anything else though? Because that didn't really sound like the question you wanted to ask me. No, I'm not. Again, I'm not making fun of you. That's just you sounded really sweet while saying that. And I'm not used to sweet non, banter-esque you. So you'll have to give me a moment to adjust my settings. No, yeah. I get nightmares pretty often, but it's weird. No, like genuinely weird. Not, oh my god, I saw a rainbow coming out of a pony. I had the weirdest dream. No. So, I'm a film guy, obviously. You know me long enough to know that. I don't know why I felt like I needed to introduce that concept or topic to you, but you know that, obviously. So, I dream in, this is going to sound really weird, like indie movies. I dream, everybody that I talk to has very fantastical dreams, or at least something that's completely, that there's some aspect of it that's unrealistic that makes it a dream. I just have like fake memories that are always super depressing, presented in like a cinematic form, like filmed in 4:3 or something like that. It's an aspect ratio anyways. So for example, the most common recurrent, I've had this one multiple times. It's different versions of the same dream, but it's the same situation that the dream revolves around. And it is me going to my final semester. I'm in my final semester of university, and I'm going to all my classes. I'm doing really good stuff, except I'm not at all. I'm at this like very almost posh, like Western European university, but everyone's completely like American, but it gives off a very distinctly British feel almost. And I am just at like the last month of my semester, and I am failing terribly. And the whole dream is me scrambling to try and get my grades back up. And it just not working at all. Going to different people, going to different classes, feeling depressed the entire time. Over and over. And the other thing about my dreams that are weird, days pass. It's not just one thing that happens and then it's done. It is like a calendar week can pass during a dream of mine. Obviously not the entirety of the 24 hours, but very like framed like a movie, It's so weird, right? I have another one where I am alone. No, I'm with two other people at a bar, my best friend and my girlfriend. And they tell me that they are seeing each other. Yeah. And then they just leave, and I'm just sitting at the bar alone, and two other friends come in, and I just sit there, and I drink, which is crazy because I don't even drink. So, and that's like the entirety of the dream. Yeah, it is so weird. I talked about it with my therapist once, and they didn't even know what to say about it. And so I had to come up with my own little hypothesis about what it is. So, okay, yeah, I'll tell you. If is it making you feel more comfortable and making you feel maybe more prone to hitting the honk shoe in a little bit, then I couldn't mind at all. So, these are things that almost happened to me. These are things that if like one slight action I had taken had been altered, these are events that would have happened in my life. Because although sometimes the situations aren't exactly what has happened, the people are exactly. I know these people. These are people that I've seen in my real life that are in my dreams. although I wasn't as stressed about it and literally on the brink of failing and doing everything that I could to get my grades back up, there was a point in my final year of college where I started having constant stress about getting my GPA to a good place where I could, if I wanted to, get accepted into a master's program, because I wasn't at that place at the start of my final year of university. And then by the end I was, and I didn't really have to struggle super hard for it, but that was definitely on my mind. And if I hadn't taken my first semester so seriously, who knows? That could have literally been me, just not in a vaguely British university, instead at a relatively okay-sized Division III school. And then with the whole bar situation, instead, if I had never caught my ex cheating on me with my best friend, that could have very well been a conversation that was had between the three of us. So, though that's just how I dream. And I think the crazy thing is, of course I was really young and I can't prove it. I think I've always dreamt that way. Like ever since I was cognizant enough to remember dreams, like 7 or 8, I think I always dreamt that way. But that's enough talking about me. Do you want to talk about what yours was about? Hey. Don't feel bad. We don't need to. We don't need to at all. Just focus on being right here in this moment with me, laughing about the fact that I'm pretentious enough to dream in movies. And see, I knew that would get a laugh out of you. I did. So I had to go for it. Now, are you feeling relatively stable? That's good, because we have got to try to get you to sleep, because we have a fun adventure to go on tomorrow, just the two of us. Yeah? I'd do anything for you. Good night. Okay. Listen. Listen. I appreciate all of this. It actually means a lot to me. But you have got to be overreacting a little bit. Oh, no. Of course not about the pizza. The pizza's fantastic. I expected you to absolutely adore the pizza. Like I said. Now tell me, how amazing is that sourdough crust? Perfectly browned on the bottom, gets the nice charred flavor to it, but it manages to be the perfect balance between crunchy and chewy. That's not what I'm talking about, though. I talk about food way too much. Anyways, no. What I'm talking about is, and this is coming from someone who spent a big portion of his childhood here. It is not that amazing. Yeah, no, it's definitely cute. I wouldn't say it's not cute, but it's just like any other small town that exists in the world. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like, or at least hypothesize, that you've never been to a small town before? Have you never seen shops that are lined up in a row and you can just go into them and there are barely people strolling along, and you've never seen a fountain in the middle of a town square? That's what I guess we are pretty festive here, but I have to imagine. Oh, that makes sense. Yes, this, as much as it pains me to say it, this is a town that is very reminiscent of a Hallmark movie. And I know that I am never going to hear the end of this. I don't know. I never intentionally didn't tell you. It just never came up in conversation. I'm not a villain for not talking. Oh yeah, villainous from keeping you away from the city of your dreams. Yeah, sure. Okay, all right. You're ridiculous. You're silly. In all seriousness, though, although I was not expecting this level of support or positivity or all-around excitement, I am glad that you like it, because we are going to be here for a little bit, so I don't know. Thank you. I know. I say thank you and sorry and all that stuff. My usage of that is far too high. You could say it's because of trauma in my past from my dad not really being as supportive and kind of demanding that sort of strict. Anyways, that's besides the point. I'm just saying I'm really glad that you like it here, because although when we first moved back after high school, or my mom did at least, and I went out for college, coming back here was kind of bittersweet, because it did remind me of, him and stuff. But I always did really like it when I was growing up here, when things weren't going bad. And then imagine, after all of the bad things that were going on got completely removed from our lives, it was just the most magical place in the world. Rediscovering something through a childhood lens in your older teen years and early 20s is, I don't know how many people have actually experienced that. I know there's the whole feeding my inner child thing, but it's a whole nother thing just observing something through a different lens when you're young enough to still partially have the lens you first observed it through, but you aged enough to understand the difference. Maybe I'm not making okay, I'm glad I'm making sense. And the stop making sense reference, very, very good. So yeah, this is it. That is indeed the only movie theater within 40 miles. Yeah, it is adorable. It's got 2 theaters. It plays 2 movies every single night. 2 new releases, and there's probably 50 to 60 seats in each. It is so cute. I think it used to be literally a restaurant. Yeah, in the 90s and 80s we didn't have one here, and then in the 2000s they bought out the building, and they converted it into a theater. So if you really stay there and you really, really focus your snifter on absorbing the environment, you can still smell some crab cakes sometimes. Which, hey, I'm not complaining. Crab cakes in a movie theater vibe, count me in. What they should have done is just taken half of the theater, and half of the restaurant, have half a restaurant, half a theater, like an Alamo Draft House or something like that. Bada bing, bada boom, it would have been perfect. But they didn't. But as you know, the pizza place here is the best, so everyone just goes there and goes to the movies anyways. Yeah. Oh my god, we are gonna have a lot to do, actually. We have, believe it or not, a Christmas parade here every single year. It's fun for the most part. There are definitely some people who take it too seriously that make it a little bit less fun than it actually should be, but for the most part, if you kind of just focus on the young kids that are there and how much fun they're having, and get wrapped up, no pun intended, in their sense of the spirit of the holidays, it's a good time. Yeah, we'll definitely have to go for sure. Yeah, I do try to avoid people that I know because they are all here because nobody leaves this town. But I don't know. I think it would be worth it to see the look on your face because if you kind of get all up in arms about how cute the town is now, just wait until it's like a week later and it's like literally Christmas time. Yeah. Oh my God, is it? No, it's like 3 days. What am I talking about? It is that time. I don't know. I completely lose track of time when I'm here. Like the nostalgia, when I'm specifically in the town square, the nostalgia just overflows me, and all of a sudden, where am I? You know? Yeah, I don't know either, honestly. Sometimes I just lose myself in memories and other things. Other things that I can't reveal yet. No pushing me on this. I promise you. How about this? I promise you that I will reveal what is, as you've so aptly stated, weighing on me like an MF before Christmas or on Christmas. I promise I will. It's just something I'm really not used to processing, so I just need a little bit more time. It's not something serious as in it's not going to be like catastrophic or anything like that, but it is going to be. It's definitely something. It's definitely something serious. Yeah. Ooh, drama, tea. I will spill. Not now, though. Now, do you want to see the funniest thing in the world? And by funniest thing in the world, I mean funniest thing in the town that is directly a result of me. So probably like the 37th ranked funniest thing in the town. So, do you see that little sign over there? So, there's that furniture restaurant, and then there's the sign on the side of it, right? Yeah. So, that says Bergies, right? That used to say Bergies. When I was like really, when I get really tired and I push past the limit of tired and needing to go to sleep, and then some people are tired, and whenever you push past that limit, you are in a state of tiredness, but you are like wide awake. For me, whenever I get like that, I feel super duper like zooted to the max. yeah. And so I went, and I've never done anything bad like this before, or committed any, whatever. But I went over there, and I literally, they were doing construction on like the roof or something like that. And because this is a town it's really small, everybody knows everybody. There's not really any like crime or anything that goes on here, unless you count like teenagers doing petty theft. But come on, get real. I climbed up the ladder and I pried off the lines that would make a B, because it's in like, you see, it's in like box lettering. And the owner of the furniture store, his last name is Bergman, so it's Bergies. And I just thought changing the name to Bergies was the funniest thing in the world, because at the time Black Eyed Peas were still a thing, and come on, that's hilarious to me, at least. What's even funnier than that is that he came by the next day, and he loved the sign so much that he changed the name of the place to Bergies. To Bergies. He did it. He literally revamped his entire branding strategy, his marketing, all of it, to Bergies. And I kid you not, I kid you not. Sales went up. I promise I am telling the truth. I would not lie about something that is this important. I wouldn't. I would never do that to you. It's hilarious, right? Because then he started using, because this is a small town and we have like small town commercials, he started using Fergie songs or covers of Fergie songs sung horribly off key so he doesn't get copyright striked in like commercials and stuff. And not like Fergie would care about a usage of one of her of my humps in a commercial that's going to reach approximately maybe 2,000 people. But hey, it worked. And it is now a mainstay, and if anyone ever comes here or moves out or needs furniture, they go to Fergie's. No, he doesn't know. And he never will. You see, my sense of justice is more Batman than Superman, more masked vigilante. I don't do it for the recognition. I do it because I do what needs to be done. Thank you. I appreciate it. I am truly a selfless hero. So this is it. And that's kind of all I have to show you. So, how do you feel about going home and maybe, perhaps, getting into something a little bit silly, a little bit childish, a little bit nostalgic, a little bit retro? 2 words. Snowman. I am aware that it is technically 1 word, but if I just said 1 word, snowman, it wouldn't sound as cool as saying 2 words, snowman, and like reaching out that, you know. See, you're the only person who gets my logic like this, and I appreciate it so much. Yes. I can't deny the fact that I am good at making things any longer in the kitchen, so, you know, if you agree to this, hot chocolate, 2 rounds. 2 rounds. Yeah, I'm willing to go there. All right, let's head out. Yeah, he is a... Oh, God. I used to get into trouble so much at that theater. I would literally just be like the only person there, and it's kind of one of those things where the projector can hear and see what you're saying and doing, because it's like an open thing, and I would just talk so much and like pace around the theater. I was such a nerd. Well, I'm glad you think that I made the right call, because after, I don't know, 3 straight days of family stuff, and I am quite aware of how chaotic my family actually is, I just kind of figured that you might want some privacy or alone time, and maybe you'd be fine with me being here too, but I knew that they had a play that they were all going to tonight, and I offered that we would stay behind and clean up because, for some reason, this family doesn't have a very good perception of how long things should actually take. So they probably think it would take us the whole 2 hours to clean up a meal, even though both of us know that that is incredibly not the case at all. So, yeah, we have the entire night to ourselves. We literally just cleaned up in 20 minutes, and now we can do whatever we want. Yes, and talk about whatever we want. So I can thank you for how great you did today, actually. Yeah, for sure. Gotta say, did not expect the hand-holding at all, and that was a wonderful touch from you. Yeah, it was. It was great. That really, really made it believable and stuff. I hope you were okay with the whole me putting my arm around you. Figure day 3 is probably the time to start showing that we're settling in, maybe a little bit more PDA and physical affection and stuff. Good. Since you went for the hand grab, I'm sorry I didn't ask for consent for the arm around, but I figured it would be an equal kind of reciprocal, if you will. It's I know they really are a lot. They will call out anything that happens, and they do like to pick on me and my relationships and my friendships because I am the youngest, which is always a treat. And by always a treat, I mean approximately never. So once again, maybe I was getting a little bit tired of constantly being under the eyes, aside from when we leave to get groceries and decorations and things. No. Listen, I'm quite aware, even though I have the constant positive attitude and I play into all of their shenanigans and tomfoolery, I am very hyper significantly aware of how exhausting it can be for someone who is been involved with them for such a long time, let alone someone who is just meeting them for the first time, roughly. I don't know. We have so much. We have all the time in the world, basically, because the town that the play is in is about an hour away, and that play is going to be about 3 hours. That's what they usually are, like an hour 15. Half an hour intermission, hour 15. So we have like 5 hours till they get back. And that's if they don't get drinks afterwards. No, not all of them. Obviously, there will be like a designated driver. I was going to say drunk driver. Because I was going to say DD. I was like, no, that's designated driver. Anyways, so it'll be a while. So whatever you feel like doing, we can do. The house is your oyster. If you want to leave, we can just do that too. I am glad that you said that because I wasn't really looking to leave either. Yeah, we went out on town yesterday and I don't know, today felt just like kind of a cuddly, snuggly, like stay inside, sit by the fireplace type of day to me, at least. Yeah, and I told you, literally anything. You have done such an amazing thing for me here that I will do whatever you want to do here as long as it doesn't involve destruction of property or any drugs, because I'm not really feeling that right now. I figured. But yeah, go ahead, tell me. I would love to hear what you have concocted on this lovely evening. Whoa, all right. That's definitely interesting. That's definitely different. You know, I would actually love to. Yeah, no, I would love to. I have not danced in such a long time. I used to do this thing where if I ate everything on my plate, my mom and I would have dinner dances where we would just dance around like this, really like our small apartment when we were living in it. And I don't know, that was always when Dad was at work, so we would kind of be able to just laugh and enjoy ourselves and let our hair down, even though my hair isn't long enough to be let down. But I like that whole analogy, whatever it is. I don't know the word. The point is, I would love to just dance. It'll be okay. Do. Anyways, do you want to choose a music? Leaving it up to me? The superior taste? No, you said that, not me. Don't you remember? Yes, you did. Don't you remember when I showed you that shoegaze playlist and you were like, this is incredibly gas. I was like, yeah, it is. And you were like, you're gonna have to show me more music. This is like outside of the realm. And I think you mentioned superior in there. Okay, all right. And then, don't you remember when you showed me all that 80s dance pop and I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I think you might have the superior taste back and forth. It was simply a joke. All right. All right, let me find something and voila. Oh, you act surprised. That's very interesting. Oh, you must have not remembered that I 1,000,000% do have the groove. Yeah, it's just something you either have or you don't, man. I do have it, unfortunately. All right, come on. Come on. Give me some. Okay. No, yeah. I will never present a threat to your groove ever again. You have proved the groove, and I will never question the validity of your grooviness. Fine. I will stop saying groove. Maybe. And you're not getting a solid yes or no from me because that's all that I can give you at the moment. Because I'm too immersed in this groove to even think about someone potentially hating on my verbiage choice. Or word. Could have just said words. I don't even know if verbiage works there, but you know. This feels really nice, actually. No. Not the dancing. Just letting go and just kind of existing. I cannot remember the last time that I've done this. In fact, it literally might have been like our last day of summer, like after our senior year, before our freshman year of college. I think that literally was it, which is crazy. Yeah, every single day we got class, and then we had extracurriculars, and we had work, and then work, and then work. But here we are, not a shift, nor a class, nor an extracurricular scheduled for the next week or so, and we're just here, you and me, truly vibing with not a care in the world. Wouldn't trade it for anything either. So, that is... I must have this on shuffle because that is an incredibly abrupt transition. Let me try and find something a little... No, I love the song too. It's just not necessarily something you can dance to, you know? I do remember that holy moly junior year prom. Or junior prom, I don't know why I didn't just say that. What a time. I totally remember doing that. That was so funny. And every single person in the school thought that we were dating. And we just let them believe it because they're idiots. Yeah. That's so stupid. What was that? Sorry, no, I was just like, I don't know, looking off into the distance a little bit. What were you saying though? Sure. Yeah, I don't see why not. Shouldn't be a problem. Hi. Yeah, hi. You know, I think that was the last time that I've slow danced too. Yeah, because I didn't go with anyone for the senior prom, and oh my god, what was even the song? I can't remember. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I literally just don't remember. Guess some other things are on my mind right now. I guess there are some other things that are on my mind right now. Probably. Well, I'm glad that we share in that distraction, I guess. Oh. Hi again. Well, you know, the repositioning, the kind of went from being a little farther apart to being a little bit closer, so figured I should reintroduce myself from the new distance, if you will. Have we ever, like, touched before? Because your hands are, like, super soft. Is that weird? You, like, hugged and stuff, but I don't know. I don't remember your... Yeah. Well, thank you. I try. I lotion almost every single day, so... Well, you could try that out for yourself, maybe? Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Oh, jeez, Louise. I'm an idiot. I'm so stupid. I don't know what I'm doing. Wow. Sorry. That's. Whew. Sorry. No. Yeah. I'm fine. Except I'm not fine. I'm literally freaking out, and I'm a horrible person. I can't believe that I would take advantage of you like that. No. You don't. Hey, don't. It's fine. No, it's not fine. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna give you your space. No, it's probably best for me to give you your space. I don't know, dude. I'll go. I gotta take a walk. I'm gonna take a walk. I'll be back. It won't be long. I'm gonna take a walk though. If you want to like leave, I get it. I'm not upset if you want to just like literally take my car and drive away. I'll even leave the keys here. You know, who cares? I'm so sorry about that. All right. Sorry. I'm. Oh God. Jesus. Hi. That's funny you say that actually, because although I did say I was going to go out for a walk, I realized a couple of things. A, it's kind of icy out there, and the sidewalks aren't really ever that cleared because people don't like doing that around here for some reason. B, in all reality, if I started walking, I don't know when I would stop, and I was just going to be pushing off a conversation that is very important to have and is imminent, and I would be running away from my problems, and I have promised to do not that at all this year, and I have stuck to that, and I would be breaking my New Year's resolution. Which, you know, and only, you know, since it's like a week and a half away. Oh my God, it's not even a week and a half, it's a week. Since it's a week away, I figured I should probably not avoid the actual problems or serious topics in my life. So I've just been standing outside of the door for the past 5 minutes. In all reality, I just needed to gather my thoughts, and I did do that. So now we're here. I am also, first off, very sorry that I just left you in my childhood house. That was pretty pathetic, but I did it and I can't take it back now. And I know that's not the thing that you are the most curious or concerned about. So do you want to sit down? Because this will probably be a bit at least. No, you don't. We don't have to turn the music off. It probably adds to the ambiance of a serious conversation or whatever. Yeah. So let's talk about it. Do you want to do this in the way that I just unload everything at first, or do you want to approach the conversation in a way where you ask the questions that you want to know and I respond? Okay, valid, sure, yeah. And if there's any other option that you can think of being the best way to approach this conversation and you want to switch midway through, just let me know, because I don't want to. I want to make this as comfortable of an environment for you as possible. Okay? All right. I need to start this by saying that this was not intentional from the beginning. That is the most important thing to note. I did not go into this whole thing with any other motivation other than you literally being my fake girlfriend and getting past the holiday because of the pressure that had been applied on me from my family. I had, for what we established, pure intentions going into this. I need you to know that, because the last thing I want to do is you to think that I lied to you, because I really, really didn't, or at least I didn't intentionally, and I can't be held responsible for what the recesses of my subconscious think. Or maybe not the recesses, maybe just my subconscious. So when I asked you to be my fake girlfriend, that's what it was. I didn't lie about the fact that I had asked everyone else. And in my mind, I had asked everyone else because of the reasons that I told you. It was very last minute. I didn't want you to feel pressured. I know how holidays can sometimes be hard. But about halfway through this trip, thus far at least, I think it was roughly about when we started talking in the hotel room, and we started having that pillow fight. I realized that I didn't ask you because there was a part of me that realized that maybe my intentions weren't pure. Maybe I wanted to ask you, and there was a part of me that knew I wanted to ask you because of the feelings that I had for you, that I pushed back so far, or as far as I possibly could, because of how burgeoning and intense they were, that I convinced myself of the other reasons. But this entire trip has really taken a hold on those feelings and rushed them to the forefront, to the point where they are practically all that I think about. And I've always had a crush on you. There were points where at the beginning where I thought it was like a platonic crush, like a wow, this person is so amazing type of crush, especially in high school. I was like, you're just like my soulmate. You know, people can have soulmates that are of the gender that they're attracted to, and they can just be platonic. You see it in media sometimes. And then I left, And then I started to realize when I left, maybe there was a little something more there. But I was gone, and, there wasn't really a thing, I guess. It wasn't really something that was a pressing need that needed to be processed. So I didn't process it. And then we started going to the same university after my gap year. And then we reconnected, and I started feeling all of those soulmate type feelings. But because we had been separated for a year, I started feeling the feeling of attachment, the feeling of, I don't think I can be without this person. And I hadn't felt that in high school because it was my first time being with you and knowing you. So you can't miss something that you had never had time away from, but I did. And those feelings started to grow and grow, and I guess I reasoned with myself by saying they were just our friendship growing, and that platonic, like, soulmate feeling growing. But this trip, in seeing the way that you have interacted with my family and how they have already taken you in as their own, to the point where they will be up in arms if I don't bring you to every holiday celebration that we have. The way that you've supported me through everything. The way in which we just get along so well when it's just the two of us and we don't have anything else to either distract us or we can use as an excuse when it's just the two of us, like sitting next to each other, how we flow together so seamlessly, and everything just feels completely right when I'm with you. I guess I started to really realize that maybe the feelings that I kind of justify to myself were platonic weren't so platonic after all. And that really started to scare me because I think friends, I think our generation uses the word friend kind of too loosely. I have a lot of acquaintances. I have a lot of people that I know that I hang out with, but I think there's a different level for friendship. There's the level that you can kind of just call them up whenever and they're there, unless of course they're at work or something like that. But you get the point. And I don't really have any of those aside from you. And I, once again, know now that I could never lose you ever in the entire world. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have you around by my side, if I didn't have you to truly and completely be myself with. Like I said here, I do kind of have to adjust my personality a little bit, even when it comes to my mom sometimes. I have to make do with a certain personality in order to keep everybody at bay. It's not like a super stretch because it's what I grew up on, but there is no other human being in the world that I can be as authentic around as you. There's not. There isn't. And I don't know what I would do if I lost that. So the past couple days, I have really been reckoning with myself about these feelings that I'm feeling that I now am realizing are more than I had justified that they were to myself, and these other feelings of not wanting to lose the most stable thing that I have in my entire life that means more to me than anything else ever. And so when we kissed, we were playing music. It was a slow dance. I got worried that I had in some way, I know I didn't verbally say anything, but I was worried that I had somehow coerced you into that situation, whether it be because I unknowingly was feeling all these feelings for such a long time. I was worried that I had pushed this like master plan of getting you to end up with me into the back of my mind as well. Of course, I don't think that I did, but that good old anxiety just started like popping out immediately, and I just couldn't process anything. I couldn't handle anything, so I went outside, and then the cold hit my face, and the blood started rushing everywhere, and it's like, oh, okay, I can't not just tell her exactly what is going on because she deserves that, at least. So I think that is about everything. Okay. I told you everything and you did not interrupt at all, so I will obviously provide the same for you. Is that it? Is that literally it? I love you too, idiot. That's it. I didn't even say I love you. I mean, I do, but I didn't say it. So I was doing the thing where I was just completely overthinking it in my head, and I was sensing those signals that were actually there, even though I was trying to self-sabotage myself into thinking that they weren't there and I was making them up, but they were totally actually there. So I could have made this so much easier if I had just sat there and told you I loved you after we kissed. That could have just been the whole situation, and then we could have just like kept dancing and stuff. That makes total sense. I'm really, 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 really sorry. And that's it right there. The fact that you were able to accurately and concisely sum up exactly what was going on in my head and be so understanding of all of that. I don't know how I convinced myself for such a long time that I wasn't in love with you, but I am. Now, you were talking about maybe continuing our slow dance. Would you be interested in doing that right now? It'd be an honor. So, fake boyfriend to real boyfriend, huh? How does it feel? Oh, no, you are right. We never said that. So maybe I was being a little bit presumptuous. It wouldn't be a proper conclusion to this saga if I didn't just ask you outright, would it? So, would you like to go study with me and spend the rest of eternity together? You just... Well, now I'm the happiest man in the entire world, so that's wonderful. Now, I will say this. On top of the continuing to slow dance, if I remember correctly, we were doing something else along with the slow dancing. And I was wondering if you would perhaps like to continue that with me. Somehow I didn't think you'd say no. So, does that mean we can like do that all the time now? Oh my god, I wish my conscience would have self-sabotaged me for this long. We could have been doing that the whole time? And just be best friends, but also be in love with each other? Come on now. It's just so stupid. I love you too.